Hey, I'm Sutton Parks. We're here at Trail Days, and we got two experienced hikers. What's your names?
I'm Rome.
Rome?
I'm Ballflap.
Ballflap. Ballflap, did you walk the PCT last year?
I did.
That's awesome. And Rome is walking the Appalachian Trail this year, so we're going to get some tips and hopefully some encouragement, especially for kind of older guys like me who need a little bit extra preparation or stretching or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what has been the toughest thing? Well, first of all, why are you walking the trail?
Personally, I'm doing it to reclaim my body after cancer took it. So
Wow.
that's why I'm out.
How long ago was that?
My last treatment was almost 2 years ago.
Man,
Almost,
what
yeah.
a great comeback.
Yeah, that's my
It's pretty
thing
awesome,
anyway.
Did it
Yeah.
just
I mean, we tried in 2015, my husband and I, and he blew out a knee, so it didn't really work out, and we
Yeah.
just changed our life totally. And then all of a sudden, at the same time, I kind of got cancer. So now it's now I'm back to just, I don't know, hit it,
wow.
figure out myself a little bit, kind of.
That's
I
awesome.
don't know.
That's
Okay,
super cool.
Thanks.
and what brings you out on the Appalachian Trail?
I don't know. I kind of wanted Triple Crowns, so I figured this is the second one that I need to do. I want to be a professional hobo, so here I am.
That's
Wait,
yes, man.
professional? Like you want to get paid to be a
I would
hobo?
like to be paid to be a hobo.
Yeah. And the Triple Crown is the Appalachian Trail,
The Pacific Crest Trail and the Continental Divide Trail.
Yeah. So what is that? 8,000 miles.
I think it's probably around 7.
And the Appalachian Trail alone is the equivalent of climbing up and down Mount Everest. How many
16
times?
times?
16
I
times.
think
Heard that.
I think it's
Yeah.
16
I heard that
times.
stat
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it
The
is.
elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Kinda
what did you do to prepare for the Appalachian Trail?
Crammed? I mean, I don't know. I decided just this past January that I was going to embark, and you just start doing a ton of research, right? Which you probably have been doing a
Yeah.
lot of. And my biggest thing, I think, was outdoorgearlab.com, and that's what
Okay.
helped me kind of figure out what kind of gear that I should have, and for my body type and everything too.
Okay.
I don't know. And then, of course, there's the physical component,
Mhm.
which I feel like you were just born physically apt.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing that helps you prepare is probably just knowing what kind of gear you're going to use and kind of being dialed in on that
Mhm.
more than anything else. I mean, you can't really You can definitely do you can definitely be physically stronger than somebody who comes off doing nothing, but nothing really is going to prepare you for walking 15 to 20 miles day after day every day.
No.
So it's mainly getting your gear dialed in and kind of knowing what you want, what kind of food you're going to eat, and not really. And kind of just having a general plan of what you're going to do rather than trying to have step-by-step instructions of what you're going to do every single mile.
Okay. What about mentally? Have you had mental challenges?
Personally, I haven't quite yet, but I think it might be too soon. I don't know. I'm mentally there. I don't know. I haven't had any challenges. Physically, I've had challenges,
Okay.
but he's an experienced hiker on the PCT. He's probably hit some mental challenges.
This one I haven't had that many mental blocks yet. I mean, I've only been on the trail for 2.5 weeks, so. But on the PCT, there was definitely some times, probably 4 or 5 times, where I really wanted to get off trail.
Wow.
And it's just one of those things you have to keep thinking about what the end goal is and if it's really worth it to you or not. And if it's not, that's fine. Getting off trail is it's not a big deal if that's just how life goes. I think so. I think people shouldn't treat it as life or death whether you get off the trail or not. Just kind of if you feel like you're done with the trail, you're done with the trail. But I never was, so and clearly not.
Is there anything you did to when you're in those down moments? For example, a friend of mine is an endurance racer, and he told me, he said, picture yourself. He said you're going to want to quit. Picture yourself touching the sign on the top of Mountain Candid. Was there anything like that you did, or was it a matter of just waiting for that feeling to pass?
A lot of it was actually picturing myself if I wasn't doing this. So if I wasn't out hiking in the rain or just in whatever horrible situation I was in at the time, I'd probably be sitting in an office or doing something like that. So it's mainly any bad day on trail is probably better than a day at work. It's kind of how I thought of it.
That's a great
Yeah.
that's a great tool.
Mm-hmm.
what would I be doing if I wasn't
If
doing
I wasn't
this?
on trail, yeah. And a lot of it's the same old, same old. Not to say that's like a bad thing, but I just didn't want that.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. The doldrums out on the trail are not quite like the doldrums in society.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, Rome, we were talking earlier about the physical problems, and you said going downhill causes more injuries than going uphill.
Yeah, I mean, that just seems like what most people are complaining about. And that's definitely my problem, too. Just, your body isn't normally going downhill with a 20 to 30 to 40 pound pack on a normal day. So it does take a toll on your body. And a little statistic, which I think is really significant, is that any extra additional pound that you're adding to your body or your pack weight, your equipment, whatever it is, causes an additional 40 pounds of pressure onto your knee.
Wow.
And your ankles.
Each pound of pack weight or body weight
is an additional 40 pounds of pressure onto your weight-bearing joints.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just walking level. And then whenever you're walking downhill, that increases that force of pressure 6 to 8 times.
Where'd
depending
you learn
on
that?
the steepness.
That's some high-tech stuff.
Just Google. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, kind of.
Man.
Yeah, but so at some points of the trail when you have all of that weight and you are going downhill, just think about how you are now like taking the force and the body weight of yourself, and now it is like the size of a calf or a pony, and that is the amount of pressure, the force that you're getting onto your knees and your ankles. I mean, no wonder we're gonna have issues with it.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
just have to listen to your body and try to recover and do the best that you can.
What's your pack weight?
My pack weight's like typically I'm a slack packer, so I try to do a lot of slacking at like around 10 pounds.
Okay.
But my full pack weight whenever I'm out there is usually around like 25 pounds, depending on how much. That's wet weight, so that's my water and my food.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless I've got more days, so it's between 25 and 30 pounds.
Okay.
Which is like a quarter of my weight because I'm a little person.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So how about going uphill or downhill?
Which one's harder?
Yeah.
Probably just going downhill because it's like, I mean, uphill is definitely more tiring, but you don't feel like your body doesn't feel as sore after you like go uphill. Like you're kind of used to, especially like after the first couple, maybe like the first week or two of hiking, you're kind of used to like just the soreness of working out every day.
Yeah.
But the soreness of like, going downhill, like you were saying, on your weight bearing joints hurts a lot more than like the soreness of working out.
What's your pack weight about?
With food and water, it's usually maybe like 18 pounds.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Wow, that's awesome.
Good.
Oh my gosh, are you a hammocker?
No.
Do you like have any shelter?
Tent.
Okay.
But tents are lighter than hammocks, actually. Fun fact, because you need an
Wow.
underquilt and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So what are some, do you guys do anything at night for recovery? I watched Early Riser and he had like a whole video just on stretching, and he brought different bands and socks compression socks and stuff.
I don't bring equipment for that. Like I'm not going to carry extra weight for that because you can do all kinds of stretches and you can get the recovery that you need without having that equipment. I mean, unless that you are injured in a way that's prescribed to you or something.
If it's doctor recommended, I mean, definitely have that equipment. But if not, you probably don't need it.
Right. Yeah. And for sure, it's therapeutic. Some people do carry bands. Some people carry a foam roller. Actually, I think everybody carries a foam roller.
Wildman carries
Wildman does. And so, I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
But the personal trainer in me just says that, I give myself usually between like 30 and 40 minutes. I know, and that some people say that's crazy, but 30 and 40 minutes after
stretching
each hike. Yeah.
Okay.
Stretching. And I also stretch through the day.
Okay.
I usually will try, if my patients will allow me, to stretch every 2 to 3 miles.
Oh wow.
And
okay.
that seems a little bit like, I mean, he might be hiking like 30 miles in a day, and that's going to be a lot of stretching for him. So, but for me, it's really important to do that.
Okay. How about yourself? Is there any recovery?
I probably should. I know like people that are a bit older, definitely focus more on stretching and like recovery because that's definitely like a big component to it.
Yeah.
I'll elevate my like legs, so I'll throw like my feet up above my head and stuff just to get the blood from my feet back down to my legs and everything. That's pretty much the extent. Sometimes I'll stretch my legs and just stretch out the body at night, but I don't do a ton of stretching.
Okay.
I don't do a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing on throwing the legs up,
Yeah.
whenever I'm tent camping, I actually like prop my right under my knees. I prop my legs up underneath my sleeping pad with my pack or my food bag or whatever it is, just so that I've got elevation through the night.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'll do that
and
too, actually.
Yeah, that totally changes like how you sleep and everything.
I had no idea about that because I heard that if you're on a slant, you want your head on the higher side of the slant. So
For
you
sure.
still want to do that, but you want to elevate your feet.
Definitely elevate the legs. Oh my gosh, it makes such a difference on in your knees and your ankles, and your feet. Like your feet are so swollen at the end of the day.
It'll help just clear the system kind of out of like all that like blood and that pounding that's going to your feet.
That's an awesome tip.
Yeah.
I'd have known that. I haven't heard that anywhere, so it
Totally.
makes sense too.
Elevate.
What are some good exercises for? Is there some way of strengthening the knees, like leg extensions, or we were talking
Like
squats
for
before?
training?
Before someone starts.
Do as many squats and lunges as you can possibly
Squats
do.
and lunges.
But mostly just get out there and try to hike as much as you can, going uphill and downhill. But if you're restricted to the gym or something, then do as many uphill climbs as you can. The treadmill is not going to get you what you need.
Okay.
Stairmaster is what you want.
Yes,
like if you have a
helps.
Stairmaster, if you don't have like woods or anything to hike around, definitely go to maybe a nearby garage and put on your backpack, hike stairs back and forth because that'll get you much more used to going uphill than coming back downhill.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good tip.
That's what I would say. It's the best exercise. I mean, squats and stuff too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you definitely want to put that in there. But if you don't have like a gym membership or anything, that's like probably the best recommendation I've got.
Put on the backpack and find the biggest staircase you can
stairs
find.
Yeah,
Cool.
like stadiums or anything.
that would be
that would be really helpful. But especially going downhill, like if you're restricted to a gym and you're on the Stairmaster, you're only going up. You need to have that downhill for sure, and then the squats are actually going to help like the collateral muscles build up so that you can have a little extra strength with stability as well.
Is there did you start walking slow? Like I've heard some people say for the first month, walk 8 miles a day. No more.
I started way too fast. And that's what got me in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, you get excited whenever you're out there, you want to like blaze as many miles as you possibly can. And if you're not already sore, then you can do that. But then
Definitely, I would start slow.
Definitely
start
Yeah,
slow.
definitely start slower than you think you will.
Way
think you
slower.
should.
Like half, probably, would be smart.
Especially if you've never done like a long distance hike before, definitely start at like on the AT 8 miles an hour. Just as long as you're like you're not waking up and you're hurting like severely badly. Like if you're sore, it should be fine.
Okay.
Right.
And I think that learning in the beginning how to use your trekking poles to distribute your weight is so important because that will save you injuries in the beginning.
Is that when you're going downhill, you have the handle wrapped around your wrist and you're kind of leaning on those poles?
Yeah, but it just kind of becomes fluid with your body. But yeah, have it kind of wrapped. Do you use trekking poles?
I would say everyone should use trekking poles unless you have like a 7-pound base weight or something like that. You should probably use trekking poles.
I would still even use it because you're still going down. I mean, that force is still hitting you hard on the downhills. But yeah, I use my trekking poles a lot. Like my arms are so tired at the end of the day because I've taken so much weight off of the rest of my body and my legs.
Okay, now here's something I thought of. I heard would be a problem starting later. I saw a lot of people seem to be starting the trail earlier and earlier in February, and they got a lot of snow this year. Mm-hmm. But with later, you get the beautiful foliage and everything. But they always talk about overcrowding. Have you experienced any overcrowding at the shelters or the campsites?
I personally haven't, but I started later. When did you start?
I started April 28th.
Okay.
So,
I started in April too.
Yeah, we started pretty late.
So if you want to be at trail days, April's middle April on?
No. Like if you want to like walk into Damascus for
Yeah.
trail days, you should probably start late March.
Yeah,
or
Oh,
early
okay.
April,
You're gonna want to do
which
that.
it will be in the bubble. But like I'm not technically in Damascus. Like right now on the trail, I'm like at 20 miles outside of Hot Springs.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm in
yeah.
Hot Springs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
all
so
right.
we both got hitches
Wait,
up here. Well,
Totally. Yeah, a lot of people shuttle. Yeah.
So if you left earlier, you would have hit a bubble, you think? Or have you heard?
Yeah, and there are pockets. There are different bubbles, but yeah, the biggest bubble usually starts like mid March,
Probably,
don't you think?
Yeah, I'd say like mid March to like early April. It's like probably
Yeah.
April like 7th, 8th is like the biggest bubble.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to like if you want like the social experience, that's probably like your best time to leave on the AT. If you want to kind of avoid that, I would start probably later rather than earlier, but you just have to keep that October 15th date in mind if you're going north.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the next one. How is the social aspect of it? Do you guys have tramlies? Is it?
Yeah, it's fun. You
Okay.
know,
You
you kind
meet a
of
lot
like
of people.
bounce in and
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You make different tramilies as you go, I think, because you're all hiking at different speeds and
Everyone pretty cool?
everyone that I've met so far. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 people, but I'm not gonna name those.
Any bear come into camp yet?
Not for me.
Not for me either.
Alright.
But we've heard about some interesting bear stories. I came across a rattlesnake recently. Actually, on my
Oh.
last hike that I was out there. Did you come across a
I
rattlesnake?
did actually, yeah. It was
Ugh,
leaving the Smokies. I came across a rattlesnake.
Was it right
I
on the
almost
trail?
stepped on
It was
it.
right on the trail.
Did
Yeah.
you almost step on
Yeah, I
one?
did. Like I stepped over it actually. Like I thought it was like a stick, and then like he
Man.
didn't rattle or anything. He just like slowly just kept moving off trail, and I was just
I
like,
think they are pretty used to us. I mean, there's like how many hikers that set out this year? Probably just watching us go by everything. It's like we're their entertainment or
yeah,
something.
there's like it's another hiker. Don't worry about him.
Oh yeah, it scared me. I didn't know if it rattled at me because I had my music on, and then but it was looking at me.
Were you past it, or did you see it and then stop?
Actually, like there was like this little area that I went off trail because there was this cool den, and it had the AT mark like stamped on
Yeah.
the wall. Is that as
I saw that.
as
Yeah.
I was descending into Hot Springs
Yeah,
area,
I know what you're talking about.
and I was like, oh, interesting, cool den. I'm gonna get a picture of that. So I just like walked right beside it, and I think I know for sure I was within 3 feet, but maybe closer to 2 feet of the rattlesnake, and I just looked down like
Ah.
scared the crap out of me.
Well, last
But-
question then.
Whatever.
What's the best thing so far about walking the Appalachian Trail?
It's tough.
There are a lot of really great things.
Probably right now the people, just meeting all the sorts of people that have, that are different and that are on the trail for different reasons, but everyone's kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So everyone from like different, backgrounds in different parts of the country, even different parts of the world, are kind of like doing this one thing, this one goal. So that's kind of cool. To meet
Okay.
so many different people.
Honestly,
Okay.
I kind of feel the same way. I mean, the community of it is so awesome. And then you connect with these people, and it's like, well, when the trail's over, maybe we can keep up with the connections and visit each other in different
Yeah.
places. And I don't know, it's just a sense of freedom, though. Like just being out in nature, and sometimes you hate it, but
Yeah,
sometimes
you hate
you know,
it,
you
but-
really do. Like sometimes you just, but I don't know, it just feels really good. But
Well, actually, I did think of one more thing. Do you have any encouraging words for someone that's thinking about walking the Appalachian Trail?
just do it. Nike. I'm just kidding. My favorite motto in life, like this is kind of how I live my life, is lose what needs to be lost to find what needs to be found.
Wow. Lose what needs to be lost to find what needs to be found.
That's really good.
It's my favorite.
Really, really good.
It'll probably end up as a tattoo at some point.
Yeah. That's perfect. We're
Yeah.
gonna remember that.
I would say, just don't give up, even like on your worst days. Just don't give up. Think about what you really, really want, and if you really, really want to hit a Katahdin or Springer Mountain or wherever you're at on a long distance trail, just keep thinking about it and just keep pushing. Give it one more day or one more week, however much longer. But yeah, you can keep doing it. Everyone can do it.
Yeah. And screw what everyone else thinks. Leave that when you leave for the trail. Just get there and we're so complacent, we're so competitive, we're always thinking about what other people will think about us. Let it go. That was huge for me in my life. And I still struggle with it in and out, but definitely just hike your own hike. That's what it's all about. Live your life.
That's a big one. Hike your own hike.
That's perfect. That's a great way to end it. Hike your own hike. Thank you so much. I've watched so many videos, but you both came up with some very unique aspects of it. Some new things I hadn't heard before, and I figured I've watched people walk through the whole trail, and you guys had some very different and very useful advice. So I thank you so much for taking the time. And,
For sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know we're closing right now, but I just thought of something extremely important that's been very valuable to me, and I passed it along. So I'm plugging. I should get paid for this. I'm plugging Gary Sizer. He wrote the book Where's the Next Shelter, I think is what it's called. Maybe that's not what it's called, but it's close. Look it up. It's a good book. I listened to it on audio, and he reads it to you. It's pretty cool. But anyway, the tip that I got from it that has been really helpful for me is how to wear your pack as far as like the straps go, like redistributing the weight.
Yeah. And
it's not this is not a tip on like how to wear the weight inside the pack, but it's like if you're going uphill, you loosen the straps on the side.
Okay.
So as you're going uphill, it's low and loose.
Okay.
And as you're going downhill, high and tight. And the reason that you do that, if you've got extra weight on you, sometimes when you only have like 15 or 18 pounds on your back, it doesn't really matter. But, when you have that extra weight on you, you just have to think of it as having like a toddler on your back. And when you're going uphill, you need them to kind of like lean back a little bit. Otherwise, you're just going to be hunching over your poles to get up that hill. So it literally is recentering your gravity back into your hips, which is where all of the weight should be at all times. So on your way uphill, low and loose. On your way downhill, high and tight.
Never heard that either.
I haven't actually.
That's
really good advice.
The best tip that I had gotten. Gary Sizer.
Wow. Well, I'll definitely get that book and check it out.
Yeah. He learned the tip, I guess, when he was on the trail too or something. So.
Man, perfect. Well, thank you all so much. This is so exciting. I mean, I just met you, and you're nice enough to step in and give us some valuable advice.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was a great interview.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.